one of my favourite guests on the show, all-time favourites, and a guy that I've known for many, many years. Call him a bit grumpy, but actually he's great fun. Well, I think so. Anyway, the CEO of Business SA, a fantastic guy, a great South Australian hero, Peter Vaughan. Peter.
G'day Anthony, and g'day to the viewers.
Yeah, now I know that was a bit of a generous intro, but...
Yeah, very generous, very unusual for you.
Pete, we are known for having nice, straight discussions. I'd really like to have a really honest, straightforward discussion with you today. You circulate in the business world. You're very much up to speed with what's happening around the entire world, and particularly what's happening here in Adelaide. Tell me and the viewers about your take on the global situation, then we'll cascade it down. But let's start with the global situation.
Well, if you looked at it each morning from the news, you'd probably put the head under the doona and not get up. It's not good. We've got trauma in Europe, we've got the UK in riots, and we've got gridlock in the United States, all based around a crisis of political leadership which can't see its way through to the economic solutions. And that's created panic on the stock markets, and that's all shifted around day by day, where it's Greece one day, Italy another, America the third day, and the riots the fourth day. It is not good in the global world today.
You say panic is a pretty strong word. Do you think it is panic?
Well, certainly the stock markets have panicked. There's the volatility on the Dow Jones and the European stock markets would have had to been seen to be believed. I understand that it's the most volatile week in trading in probably the history of the stock markets in the last 40, 50 years, and that clearly showed that everybody was spooked and jumpy. And when you had Standard & Poor's rate America down from AAA to AA, that's what caused the 500-point drop. So if you've got any bad news, you're going to see it written in the stock market.
Peter, I know you don't have a crystal ball, but you do have a good instinct. What do you think the next 12 months looks like?
I think the next 6 to 12 months are going to be even tougher in many ways, because if you take it to the local level, that is Australia, we've also inherited all the problems and the uncertainties and the panic from the global situation, but we've got a Reserve Bank that's very keen on the trigger of interest rates. We've had some storms and floods and all those natural disasters in Australia. And also too, we've had a significant loss of confidence at the business level and also the consumer level. And all those things combined are a perfect storm. And when you layer over that, clearly there is a crisis of leadership at the federal level caused by the hung and gridlock parliament, and that's not a good look. And then when you add into the business environment the great big new carbon tax, just what we need, of course, to reassure us in the next few months, it is going to be very tough, very difficult, but that creates opportunities as well as threats.
Peter, I'll ask you a straight question. Do you think it's really dumb, the carbon tax at the moment?
The carbon tax is clearly an initiation caused by politics. It's not good economics. It's not even good in terms of ecology, because the net effect, in my view, will be to increase emissions in Australia, because companies will leave offshore to go to places in the world which don't have as rigorous a concern about the climate and ecology as we do, and we will have the net effect of losing probably tens of thousands of jobs if we're not careful. So Business SA's position is unequivocal. The carbon tax should not proceed.
Tell me, we're still on the Australian level now, so we've gone global, we're into the Australian level. What are the cracks appearing, or where's the concern and where's the bright spot?
The bright spot obviously is in the resource-rich states, Western Australia, Queensland. Our commodity prices are booming. Mining companies are doing very, very well. Unfortunately, that's created a high dollar, and we've also got higher interest rates. And those in the lesser speeds, and that I include in South Australia in there, are obviously doing it tough, because when you have Reserve Bank interest rates it's a sledgehammer to crack a nut. And when you've got high dollar, that means our exporters, and we are hopeful that South Australians obviously export, they're finding it more difficult to sell into a market because the greenback to the Aussie dollar is 105 today. Now that makes it very uncompetitive. So all of those elements mean that economies like South Australia's are travelling at a much different rate to the resource-rich states of Queensland and WA.
Let's keep going now. You're into South Australia, so we've gone international, national, statewide. Tell me about your view on this state for the next 6 to 12 months.
Retailing is doing it very, very tough, so is hospitality, and the reason for that is obvious. Consumer confidence and business confidence is down to record levels, which means people are putting their hands in their pockets and they're not buying. Now that, I believe, won't continue indefinitely, but
where the razor blades, mate.
but there is great opportunity in that because for those who know that they've got a secure position or they've got cash, then they're going to look at alternative forms of investment or upgrading the properties that they have, because property is a very good time and place to invest in South Australia right now, and it's almost counter-cyclical to everybody's intuitive thinking, oh, I'm scared, but that means there are bargains to be had, and the good people, they will actually make money in property over the next 12 to 24 months when everybody else is putting their heads under the doona.
Do you agree with Mark's earlier comment about the Warren Buffett comment?
Oh, there's no doubt about that. And it takes a brave person to do that. You've got to do your numbers, you've got to be sensible about it. But clearly, if you're going to seek bargains, you don't seek bargains at the top of the market when everybody's selling and there's you've got 6 or 7 people in the bidding ring. You're not going to get bargains then. Where you're going to get a bargain is when you do your research, you do your work, you know you can pay, and you pick your eyes and you go and you bid strongly.
Peter, I'm going to come back with some more questions for you, but in the meantime, let's just go and have a look at some auctions and going.